The epic and unbeatable at Scrabble. The Nerds with Attitude!
Welcome to the N.W.A. Nerds with Attitude. I am one of your humble hosts, Shin the Hero, aka Walt. And I got a crackpot theory for you for Loki. Because that's what we're talking about. Episode 2, Loki. We're going to give you all kind of spoilers because, you know, there's that. And I'm going to give you my crackpot theory. I'm joined by the other fellow nerds of the N.W.A. I have AnimusPrime JR.
What is up, peoples?
And you know him, you love him. The bundle? I don't know where I was going with that. OldHunterRage, Isaac.
Were you gonna call me a bundle of joy?
Yeah, that's what I don't know, man.
I'll take that compliment. What's up, everybody?
Episode 2, Loki. Alright, so I'm gonna ask you guys, out of the first 2 episodes, now we have 2 episodes of Loki out and all that jazz. With the first 2 episodes, do you feel like this is still the best of the 3 Marvel shows?
It's definitely the most intriguing. Like it has me it has me wondering like what's gonna happen next a lot more than the other 2 series. Plus, Loki is a treat to watch, no matter like where you watch it. Tom Hiddleston does a fantastic job. He always does a fantastic job when it comes to Loki.
Isaac?
Like JR said, it's definitely the most intriguing. Because with the other 2, I mean, with the exception of WandaVision, I guess, because that one was just weird. Loki, I don't know where they're going with Loki. You know, I don't know much about his character and, like, you know, the story that happened with him in the comics and such. So I'm invested in what's going on. And yeah, Tom Hiddleston, it feels like Tom Hiddleston is most comfortable playing Loki. I've seen him in other stuff, and he just does Loki so well. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think him and Owen Wilson they play off each other real good. Like I can see it just a whole show.
Yeah.
Just with them talking.
Isn't that what we already have?
yeah, basically. But that buddy, there's that buddy cop thing. I mean, I'm a sucker for buddy cop stuff in general, but. Alright, so I guess we'll get into the big old reveal because you know we do things late over here in the N.W.A. We find out who in the cloak, and it was Lady Loki, who is not Lady Yoki.
Yoki.
It is not Lady Yoki. I don't know why I keep saying Yoki. It is not Loki. That's not female Loki. Let's just say this is just how I feel personally. I will tell you my crackpot theory in a minute. But you two, the big old reveal. Were you surprised?
Not really. Like it kind of made the most sense. Because there are times when you see like a cloaked figure and you can sort of tell that it's a woman. So I was like,
yeah,
they're calling her Loki, so it's the female Loki. And when you see like close-ups of her doing stuff, but she's still cloaked, I'm like, that's a very feminine looking hand.
I don't know. I
the way she moved. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I could tell, like when they're doing something, and when they revealed it's a woman. I'm like, I knew it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I see where you're coming from. I mean, there's been plenty of times where I've been like, oh man, that's a woman, and then it's a dude. Or, yeah, this has a womanly shape, but nah, gee, that's a guy. Or that has a guy
Be
figure.
androgynous dudes.
It's got a guy figure, but then the reveal is it's a woman. Like they've done that plenty of times. Like I was still hoping it was Eichel, not Lady Loki, even though it's not Lady Loki. Isaac, were you surprised at it at all?
Even really fulfilled, I would say, but it was just one of those moments where I was like, "Ha! I knew it. I knew it was gonna be her, or him, or I don't know, whatever. Say,
Before
you want to call it that."
Before I jump into my theory of who that actually is, her power set and everything, like, was that a cool thing where she could take over people's mind?
I thought that was pretty, like,
Oh, got a little string.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Seems like she took the Mind Stone. Oh no, not the Mind Stone. What was the stone that was inside Loki's scepter?
It was the Mind
It
Stone.
was the Mind Stone.
Was it the Mind
Yeah.
Stone?
It was the Mind Stone. It later went to Vision.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if like it's her using the Mind Stone, because wouldn't it have to be like wouldn't the Mind Stone have to be attached to something?
Well, that's what I was thinking. She might I don't know how it would work logistically, but she would be the Mind Stone. That makes sense.
I just thought of it as her being like, since she's an alternate Loki, then it would just be her like having a different power set. Like she can control people's minds. She can like brainwash people.
Well, speaking of alternative Lokis, I mean, we did see some, like the Tour de France Loki, Team Loki. We saw Blue Loki because, you know, he is a frost giant. We saw Hulk Loki.
Wait, Hulk who?
Yeah.
Hulk Loki?
Yeah, we saw Hulk Loki.
Okay, full disclosure, I don't know much about Loki in the comics, so I only know like the one Loki. I know that there is a female Loki, but I don't know any other Loki.
There's a ton of Lokis.
Well,
There's a lot of crazy ones.
Yeah,
I would assume that there is.
Well, I was talking about it when you got that scene where he was showing all the Lokis, the different variant of Lokis and everything.
I didn't really look too closely at it. I just thought, oh, that's cool. Multiverse Loki.
And then Loki put on his nerd glasses and it was like, actually, illusion magic. and put them.
I thought that was actually pretty interesting. like him describing what's the difference between illusion magic and what else was it like?
It was like the duplication thing.
Duplication and illusion.
Magic. He was like, actually, they're different.
And he had like a quick, he had a quick explanation about the two, and I'm like, huh, I never thought of that way. That's actually pretty cool.
and then what was that, Isaac? You coming in like a robot?
Yeah.
My bad. Am I still a robot?
No.
No, you're clear now.
I was gonna say it's kind of like how Thor was talking about in the first movie, that Asgard is a place where science and magic are like one and the same, so they have quote unquote scientific explanations for the shit they can do.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, when he was explaining all of that, it was like him explaining the science behind the magic that he's doing.
Yeah.
Can't explain the Rainbow Bridge, but okay.
I mean, they could one day.
It's a bridge of a rainbow. That don't make no goddamn. Anyway, and then we find out that Loki put on his Batman shades and started to. You find out that he can't get because he's trying to ask for all the beginning of time stuff and junk and stuff on the time wizards, the lizard guys. Which fun fact, they are lizard looking people in the comics, but he tried to get all that, but he can only see his file and files on the variants. And then he basically has a eureka moment and figures it out. And he uses a terrible metaphor and ruins that man Owen Wilson's lunch.
Okay, there was a kind of contradiction of how he was letting it, because he was saying, like, if I, for example, push Hulk off a bridge or something, it doesn't matter because Ragnarok's gonna happen. I'm like, no, because Hulk is a significant figure in that timeline. If you do something to him, it might change, like, the timeline as a whole. If you knock him off the bridge and he doesn't climb out and he gets blown up along with Asgard, he won't be able to go back in time, get the time stone, or worse yet, he won't be able to do the snap that brings everybody back.
Well, I think what he meant was when he was talking about the bridge thing. I mean, because it does kind of contradict, because if he would have pushed Hulk off the bridge at that point, because he does fall off the bridge, but like if he pushed him off like right when he hulked out, I think Heimdall would have died. Because Fenrir was coming up, and then he was the only reason Fenrir didn't bite anybody was because Hulk showed up.
Right.
But I think I was assuming what he meant was the reason why he used Hulk as an example. Like, he pushed him off the bridge, Ragnarok was still gonna happen, and even if he pushed him off the bridge, Hulk still would have got out of there. Like, Hulk wouldn't have died. I don't think he meant like Hulk would have got destroyed when Ragnarok happened, but he just could have pushed him off the bridge before the impending doom, like you saw when he went to the little volcano thing. Like, that actually happened of a thing. Like, people got petrified in their sleep and stuff like that. Like, it's a whole thing. But when he went there and was like, "Go, my horned friends," and freed them and everything, and telling everybody like, "Yeah, I'm from the future. Y'all about to die. Stuff is about to happen." And like that, like, he went to that extreme and nothing really changed, and then the volcano still erupted and all that. Nothing changed. That's what I think.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, because Hulk is a significant figure who was supposed to live through that. If they were people who were meant to die, then it wouldn't matter. Then he would change. He could do whatever he wants.
I'm that's what I'm assuming what he meant. Like, right before whatever impending doom was gonna happen, you could do whatever you wanted, and as long as it doesn't like actually change anything, all the events will still happen. Like, he could push.
Oh, whoa.
Yo.
Am I still cutting in and out, or
no?
Okay. I just thought of something, because he's talking about we're on the subject of him pushing Hulk off the bridge, right? Hulk saved Heimdall.
Yeah, I already said that. Yeah, from Fame.
But that's the thing, because if Heimdall dies anyway. Remember, he dies at the beginning of Infinity War, but he wouldn't have been able to send Hulk back to Earth. So it doesn't matter if Hulk would have lived through that. Hulk wouldn't have been able to go back to Earth to warn everyone. That's the main difference.
Yeah, but like
I'm saying, if it's a significant figure that you're messing with, even in an apocalyptic setting, it would still change the main timeline. If you mess with like someone significant, during an apocalyptic setting,
all those people who died and everything, those are still like significant things. Him letting those goats out, that's still significant. what he was saying was it wasn't like he was killing the Hulk. He was pushing Hulk around, and we don't necessarily know that because Fenrir was finna bite Heimdall, and then Hulk showed up. We don't necessarily know Heimdall was gonna die from being attacked by that thing or whatnot. If Hulk didn't show up right then and there, we don't necessarily know. But like what he's saying was what he was explaining with when he was like, yeah, I could push him off the Rainbow Bridge as long as Ragnarok still happens. Hulk's set path, he will still survive that because they leave anyway. Not right before the Surtur shows up and then who is oddly hot in that. But when she fights Surtur and all that and everything gets destroyed and everything like that, like all that would still happen. Hulk, it's just he just came in and pushed Hulk off the bridge. Hulk still gets back up and everything and leaves, but like he's not like he didn't say like I come in and stab Hulk. Then at that point he's changing something.
That would have been different, yeah.
Then he's changing something. But something so small like I push Hulk off the bridge, which originally he does fall off.
But that's the thing. Nothing is so small when it comes to time travel. You mess with one little thing, and it could cause like a ripple effect, like a domino effect.
I mean, that's what you know from movies and whatnot. There's no rules to time travel or anything like that. I mean,
well, that's what we, because they say in Endgame that it doesn't work the way Back to the Future thing.
I mean,
basically
because if
you shit on everything I believe in.
If you want to be technical about it, every time you go to Alabama, you're technically time traveling.
That is a true point. You're right.
So, I mean, yeah, but with all that said and done, like they get the Batmans on, and they find out what the kablooey gum came from, and Mobius he figures out where it is, Oklahoma, which is very important. Where that there was like a hurricane finna go down on that, and you see Mobius, he actually like tells the time cop dudes like, hey man, chill, don't let them be afraid of us. And then like, because I mean, no lie, Buddy was a dick. He was pretty much a dick and everything. But yeah, if that whole sequence and everything, it kind of like rose my eyebrow to his character, because I feel like Mobius, not only does he like, because he did call Loki out on his shit earlier when Loki was trying to explain everything when they was in the little circus tent and everything. He did call him out on it, and then I feel like Mobius wants to catch the variant, but I also feel like Mobius, because I feel like when he went into with the judge office, which she is important too. I don't know how important she is into the show, but she's important in the comics anyway. She's like the love interest to Kang.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Yeah, Kang.
Did not know that.
Her and Kang.
I know nothing about Kang, so.
Wow.
I know what he looks like, you know.
But I don't know if they'll do that in this show. But when Mobius was in there talking to her about the little questioning about the time guys and everything, and she was telling them everything, he just, the way he was responding and everything, he just like, huh, yeah, okay, sure, whatever, I believe you. No, it don't. I just feel like he just really want to ride a jet ski, in all honesty.
He does. That poor dude.
Jet skis are
Which
awesome.
I hope he gets that at some point.
Also, fun fact, there was originally 4 of the time little guys. There's 4 of them, not 3 in the comics. There's a 4th one who kind of defects and dies. And what I kind of feel like what's happening is the 3 is still a thing, and what they're probably gonna run with is the 4th one is Kang. They might change Kang's backstory and make the 4th one Kang, because this whole thing is time and stuff. But that's just one theory of that. Or the little time gods are the evil versions of themselves, which are the time shifters, I think what they're called. But there's like bad versions of them, and they were the first time people things. Yeah, it's real confusing. But we're getting back to Lady Loki. This is the reason why I feel like it's not Lady Loki. At the end, I know this is a big old stretch. One, her hair color is way off. Her hair color is off. All the Lokis that we saw that they was talking about when they were showing them, they had the signature black hair. They might look like Tom Hiddleston, like everything, but they always have black hair. Even Lady Loki in the comics has black hair. Every Loki has the black hair. So that's one. Second, this is also a stretch, but there is, I don't know if you saw in the credits. In the credits, you see the chick, I forget her name, but you see the chick who plays Lady Loki, quote unquote. You see her, and in English, you just see her labeled as variant. But in other countries, like, cause you know after the credits roll, everything you see like Hindu and all that junk. In other countries, she is labeled as Sylvie. And who is Sylvie, might you add? Sylvie is Enchantress.
Oh, interesting.
So, that's cool.
So what happened was this version of Sylvie is she basically, long story short, she does become a hero because she gets powers, and it's like right after the point where Ragnarok happened and everything, and then Thor was going around finding normal people who Asgardians like reincarnated into and whatnot, how Lady Loki became a thing anyway. But she thinks she's Asgardian, but she's not. Loki is just playing a long con, and it's actually a older future Loki that played this long con on her, and he the one that gave her the powers and everything. And and she becomes Enchantress, and she becomes a hero, and then some random other stuff happens. But she's from Oklahoma as well, in the comics. So you see how that Oklahoma thing kind of ran through. And then in the show, she also said he was like, "Oh, so you're the other Loki," and she was like, "Don't call me that." So what I feel like what happening is because future Loki has an ability where he can like manipulate memories and everything like that. He might have came to her at some point of time in her life, played with her, changed her memories and everything to make her think that she's a Loki, and the way she acts and everything, she makes her think she's a Loki variant, when in all actuality she's not. And it's all future Loki, who is Eichel, is the main villain and everything, or he might be working for Kang also. But what it comes out the end of the day is, I don't think that's Lady Loki. I don't think that's the person you are being led to believe it is. We'll find out next episode, especially because it seemed like there's a scene from the trailer that you see them two talking, and you might get her backstory and everything. But I feel like it's not Lady Loki. That's not Lady Loki. I think Marvel is doing one of those curveball things, and that's actually Enchantress, because we have not seen Enchantress yet. She has not been mentioned or anything like that in the MCU anyway. We have not seen her. But that's
Well,
that's what I think. I think
hopefully-
that's her.
hopefully that's what it is, and we don't get another boner joke by the end of the show. Yeah, I'm still salty about that.
Well, speaking of boner, Agatha was in the episode. You did see Agatha. Agatha Harkness was in the episode, like in the beginning of it,
Wait.
when they went to the Renaissance Fair thing.
Oh, that was her.
Yeah, that was a young Agatha.
I thought so.
Oh, she did look familiar. The one who was like, "Some of us need this."
Yes, yeah. That was Agatha. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, wow.
I
I
don't know
thought
why
she
I didn't
looks
notice
awfully
that.
familiar.
Yeah, that was Agatha. And then I guess we'll end it with when female Loki, I put air quotes up. You cannot see me, but air quotes.
Just say quote unquote.
When she does her little plan thing, I also don't think that's her plan, but a lot of people are saying that maybe she has now created the multiverse, because you saw the little earlier in the episode, you see Loki talking to Miss Time, and voiced by Tara Strong, who could get it. But he's voiced and he's talking to this projection type thing, and he was like, "Are you real or are you not real?" And he, swats her away and everything like that. And they're talking about how, like, if once the line gets to red, there's nothing they can do about it. It's just a branch time now. And she set off those bombs and everything. And some places she put the bombs, like there was one bomb that went to Asgard in like 2004. It was like the beginning of Thor, of the first Thor movie. There was another one that got sent to where you see Red Skull. So, and it's right before Thanos gets the stone, where he kills Gamora and all that junk. There was one there, the one that got sent to that time. There was one that got sent to the time right before Captain America gets the soldier serum and everything. There was a time sent there, and there was one more that was significant. I wanna say the Ego. There was something that got sent to Ego.
Yeah.
There was something that got sent to Ego. But yeah, so, and all those went off, and all those red lines was happening. So like, she kind of made the multiverse, quote unquote, which I think this will bleed into, like, out of all the Marvel shows, I don't think you needed to watch WandaVision, and I also don't think you needed to watch Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I don't think you needed to watch all that. This one though, I feel like this bleeds into Spider-Man 3 and
like Phase 4.
Yeah, I think this
kick off Phase 4 in a big way.
Yeah. Like I think it will pertain to Spider-Man 3 and Doctor Strange. Like, I feel like this is like required viewing, in my opinion. That's what I feel like.
Because now that I think about it, WandaVision and Captain America and Winter Soldier, those two seem like revamped origins. Because now Wanda has become legit Scarlet Witch, and now Falcon has become Captain America.
Yeah.
It's like new origin stories. Loki is just like continuing off where it left off in Endgame. So that's like a true continuation of like the main story as a whole.
Isaac, you got 2 cents to put in?
Yeah.
Well, I have a question. Do you think at the end of this we are going to have Loki back? I know he's back for this show, but do you think we'll have Loki starting to show up in the other movies again?
It's hard to call it, because the show is based off like 3 different Loki runs, like 3 popular Loki runs. so I can't really go off of comic book logic, but I feel like if they put Gamora back like they did, I feel like this Loki is probably going to go through something similar to our Loki that died, and I think I would probably say, yeah, I think we will get Loki back in the movies. That's what I would say, yeah, but could be wrong.
I kind of had a thought of how it might end. Like, this is just my idea of how it would end. Like, he would return back to where he left. Like, he would go back to being in prison. He would have to do everything that the other Loki did, knowing full well what's going to happen. And
Makes peace about it.
Yeah, he makes his peace about what's going to happen. He'll know he'll die a hero than a villain.
Interesting. I could see that.
It might end that way. That's just one idea of how it would.
Oh no, that might just make a whole time paradox thing. That sounds like time paradoxy, but that's an interesting ending though. You tell us down in the comments down below. Out of 2 episodes so far, out of I don't know how many episodes, I think it's like 8. How you think this is gonna end? Are we crazy? Do you believe in my theory? Say you believe in my theory, please. Somebody do. I need a win. All right. As we always say, oh wait, before I always say, Isaac, did you like the episode?
I did. I loved it.
Are you hyped for the 3rd one?
I'm so hyped for the 3rd one.
JR, did you like the episode?
Yeah.
Are you hyped for the 3rd one?
Yeah.
Walt, did you like the episode? Yeah, I mean it was alright, man. I was intrigued. Are you hyped for the 3rd one? Yeah, I mean I'll watch it. This is why people hate you. Yeah, I know.
I worry about you.
And as we always say, show your attitude, you wonderful, beautiful nerd. Deuces.